All right, let's get started with some UW Husky football. For the first time since 2001, the Apple Cup will be played by two teams that are ranked in the top 25.
Probably going to decide who wins the Pac-12 championship.
It is absolutely for the Pac-12 North.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, right now we got a caller. His name is Micah. He's off campus right now. Micah, how you doing?
Doing good.
Micah is a huge UW Huskies football fan. He called in a couple weeks ago, I think, to talk about Utah. Is that right?
Go Dogs, yes sir.
He had a full rundown of like UW and Utah that week, and it was great. So we're gonna have him on and help us out here for this segment for the Apple Cup. It's a big deal. It's happening on Friday. Can't wait for it. So the question to the whole group right now is who has the edge offensively between the Cougars and the Huskies?
I'll go first, and then we'll shoot over to Kellen, shoot it back over to Micah, because we all love to hear what Micah has to say. He is the UW specialist.
He is.
He is the aficionado here of all things dogs. So I think Jake Browning is going to have a game, but I think Mr. Folk is also the most underrated quarterback in all of college football. I think the kid can spin it. I think he's probably been the best quarterback in college football the last 2 weeks. He's done a lot of great things. Yeah, I know he had one down game where he struggled a little bit, but the kid has been pretty consistent. I expect a full-blown aerial attack shootout, and who knows what's going to happen. I think they're just going to say let the chips fall and let's let the offenses shoot out, because both defenses have struggled as of late.
That's fair. Ken, what do you think? Who's got the edge offensively?
The edge offensively, I honestly believe that the Cougars have the edge here, but it's extremely close. It's as close as it gets. If tomorrow, if you asked me the same question, I probably would go with UW. It's just whatever day it is. It's hot and cold. The Cougars are averaging 42.5 points per game and 1,200 yards a game. Through the air is where they do most of their damage. They average 380 passing yards a game, led by the quarterback, like we talked about, that nobody talks about, in Luke Falk. In my opinion, watching the game last week, I didn't watch the whole fourth quarter, but this team should have beat Colorado. They had their chances in the first half. They kind of spun their wheels there. Gabe Marks dropped a wide-open touchdown, and then they couldn't convert in the red zone, and Colorado ended up running away with that game. But that would have been an amazing win over a top 10 team on the road, and it's so close. Jake Browning, like Drew mentioned, I mean, he and Falk, it's going to be the matchup of the quarterbacks for this football game. And honestly, I think it's going to be whoever has the ball last will win this game. But I think the Cougs have a little bit of an edge with the way that Mike Leach calls the offense.
Micah, what do you think? Who has the edge offensively between the Cougars and the Huskies?
It's hard not to be biased. I don't have a loathe for the Cougars. I mean, my grandpa was a Cougar alum, so it's kind of different that I'm a diehard Husky fan. But I got to tell you, I have to say the Huskies, most of all their injuries have been defensive. So when you look at the matchups, I mean, the Huskies just have better athletes, I think. And then you have to look at the fact that Craycraft's hurt, one of their big receivers. And their run game's been good this year. Definitely has developed a lot more over the last couple of years where it's just been air raid. But I don't know. I think the Huskies, the Cougars aren't that great in the red zone. They're very much a 40 in between the 20s kind of team where it's a big play to score as opposed to more of a clock management, game management style offense. And so, once they get it within the 20, they're really not great. And the Huskies have a lot of goal line stands this year that have been very impressive, including against Utah. So I think the Huskies in that category.